Hello, good morning.
Yes.
Yes, my name is Trần Phương Thúy. I am College Manager of Highline College Vietnam office. I would like to warmly welcome all of the faculty and students from Highline College and Ho Chi Minh City University of Transport. First of all, I would like to send sincerely thankful to all of you for being here with us today. Wow, today we have more than how many students?
90.
Around 100? Oh, so nice.
97.
Wow, so nice. Okay, now joining with us today, I would like to introduce all of the faculty from Highline College and Ho Chi Minh City University of Transport. Mr. Sam will be introduced on faculty from Highline College, and I will introduce on faculty from University of Transport. The first, number one, Dr. Nguyễn Hoàng Hải, Deputy Head of Science and Technology Department, Ho Chi Minh City University of Transport. Associate Professor Hồ Thị Thu Hòa, Head of Logistics and Multimodal Transport Management Department, Ho Chi Minh City University of Transport. Dr. Nguyễn Thị Thu Trà, Vice Director, International Education and Cooperation Institute. Master of Science, Tô Thị Hằng, Master of Science, Lã Thu Thủy, and other lecturer from Faculty of Transport Economics. Master of Science, Trần Thị Nguyệt Minh, Department of International Relations, and Miss Võ Thị Thu Hiếu, International Education and Cooperation Institute. And now, Sam, do you have me to introduce Highline College staff?
My pleasure. Thanks, Thuy. And good morning, everybody in Vietnam. Good afternoon to our friends here at Highline College in Seattle. It's great for us to again be part of this workshop and looking forward to many more in the future. So we have a great team here at Highline as well. I'd like to introduce Jen Ritchie, who's the head of global programs for Highline and also a political science professor. Shauna Freeman, who is the newest interim associate dean for pathways and also a business faculty member. And then two people who'll be presenting as students, but also work at Highline. Caitlin Birmingham with the Center of Excellence for Global Trade and Supply Chain Management, and Anadelia Gonzalez with Continuing Education. Thank you all for being here. And send regrets from Michael Pham, who is our acting president. This week is graduation week, and tonight is a graduation ceremony for international students. So in fact, there are probably some Vietnamese students that he is congratulating and handing out diplomas to this evening. Otherwise, he would be here. And he sends his hellos and his regrets that he can't be here.
Oh yeah, thank you. And so now I think we need to spend some minutes to take photo and take an online photo. Yes, please turn on your camera and we will take all the photo. Yes. The beautiful beauty student. Okay, Jenny. Please. You need to count 1, 2, 3, and everyone can smile.
Sure. So 1, 2, 3. Cool. Yeah, thank you so much. This is great.
Oh, nice. Okay, we will start right now. Firstly, please unmute your laptop and turn on your phone rings. 1 minute to do. Okay, in this performance, when students on the sorry. Okay. So now I want to introduce Thailand student from UT, University of Transport. I will call UT, okay? And the topic one, smart logistics toward the sustainability of humanitarian net. Miss Nguyễn Ngọc Diễm, and from KL 17 CLCB UT student. Okay, thank you.
Okay, hi guys. It's our pleasure to be the first team to present our ideas. So I am Hing and we are VT Log 20. So today we are going to talk about smart logistics toward the sustainability of humanitarian aid. And after the talk, there will be time for a discussion and any question. Okay, let's get to it. Oh, okay. So our talk will be in three parts, and before we get to the first part, which is the current situation of humanitarian logistics in Vietnam, please watch this video. So you guys have to watch the video of people from all over the country joining hands to save the central part of Vietnam. And in case you don't know, the central area often suffer great losses every year because of the flood season. And it also comes along with, severe storm, typhoon, and landslide. At least 1.5 million people were affected by the floodings last year, about 8 months ago. So, however, there are still many problems in the relief work. Official surveys have shown that over 56.8% of people contribute to non-governmental organizations with the motivation to give the charity to the people who are, actually in need, and they hope the operation would be performed transparently. And in addition, people who have been helped are more likely to make more contribution to the society. So back then, the time of flooding 2020, we ourselves had also conducted a survey within 3 months and make in-depth interview with relief team in affected provinces, as well as representatives from enterprises and the government. So we also collected statistics from official organizations, and we ultimately have found out, common difficulty among this group. These are lack of clear vision, ineffective and unsafe relief operations, and lack of synchronization, lack of sustainability. Right, that ends the first part of the talk. Let's turn to our solutions to tackle these problems. It will be presented by one of my teammates, Miss Yim. Okay, so Miss Yim, please.
Well, thank you, Hen. Hi guys, I'm Yim, and I'm here to propose our three smart logistics solution in order to solve all the problems. The first one is CCC, and before getting to it, I think that all of you has heard about the consolidation centers, right? The consolidation centers, as you can see in the graph, it plays an important role in the logistic activities as well as the supply chain worldwide. And in order to enhance the efficiency of the charity work, we would love to introduce the charity consolidation centers, which would be organized when needed in the warehouses of logistic enterprises, professional logistics service provider, or even the government organizations. And with DCCC available, we hope that it would be easier to mobilize emergency relief resources as well as distribute them more evenly to the right region with the right condition. And we also believe that it would limit the damage or loss of the relief goods, therefore reduce the logistic cost. And with the help of CCC, with the professional warehouse logistic activities, we would love, it would help with categorize and storing the goods more efficiently and delivering them to the right regions. And let's move on to the next solution, which is 7+1 RISE in logistics. And 7+1 RISE are the key objectives of the logistic activities. Well, as you could know that the 7 RISE are right condition, right product, quantity, place, time, cost, and customer. And how would they know that the operator of the logistic for humanitarian aid has a perfect and efficient logistic campaign? Well, then we would love to introduce our 8 right, which is right feedback. And right feedback would be create a common platform for monitoring, updating, and ensuring the transparency of humanitarian activities. And with those feedback, we would love to develop a set of evaluation criteria to spread the humanitarian values to the public. And we would use the right feedback for our third solution, which is an integrated solution as well as the way to make people feel easier to participate in the humanitarian aid activity, as well as the logistic activities for humanitarian work, is a smart logistic platform as a mobile app. And our platform has 4 pillars. The first one is smart matching. With smart matching, people and every factors of a supply chain for humanitarian activities will be effectively connected, like the sponsors, the beneficiaries, or even the logistic companies. And the second one is the smart planning rating. It would use the milk-run delivery model to select the optimal routes for consolidating activities as well as last-mile delivery. And the third one is big data. Big data will be used to optimize and giving smart suggestions for the routes, or even tell the user where the nearest beneficiary is. And the final one is point system. The point system is where the user earn bonus points for their humanitarian activities or even the feedback they're giving out. And therefore, we would love to encourage and inspire them to participate more in the logistics for humanitarian activities. And these are some key features of our platform. And in order to show you a closer look, we would love to introduce a short videos of the features. And you could scan the QR code in order to download the pre-alpha version. And please notice it's only available on the Android platform. Well, with the set of solutions, we hope that would completely change the humanitarian supply chain in Vietnam by the app. Well, as you could see in the graph, now the supply chain for humanitarian has the deeply involvement of logistic companies, and they play an important role in enhancing the efficiency of the supply chain. And with the platform like our application, every single factors of the supply chain would be easier to follow and update the information as well as the operation status of the humanitarian activities. Therefore, we could checking these responses and truly create a sustainable humanitarian aid supply chain. And our platform is a platform that geared towards the sustainability of humanitarian logistic activities. Like you can see in the formula, if one person had 3 people and those people continues to spread the humanitarian spirit, then if we join hands, it only takes 17 times of spreading to have 67.3 million people in Vietnam, or that's almost the whole population of our country. And therefore, we would call out the companionship and the cooperation of people, businesses, authorities, and especially smart logistics solutions so that we could create the sustainability of humanitarian activities. And we also hope that the person being helped today will actively participate in the humanitarian activities in the futures and make it more big in the world. And our ultimate goal of all these solutions is sharing economy, connecting community, and spreading love. And now with this topic, we have become the champion of the Vietnam Logistics Talent Contest in 2020, and it is our huge motivation to continue research and develop our project. And therefore, we would love to receive comments and contributions from all of you, and especially our friends in the US. And thank you for all of your attention. And we would receive and answer your questions. And thank you. Well, any question, guys?
Yes, I have a question for you. Can you tell me how is it possible to have enough human resource to operate the pop-up logistics system when in reality some current staff have no logistic expertise?
Well, I have to say that it is not any single organization would able to have enough human resources to operate the platform. Therefore, we need the cooperation of every aspect, especially the VLA, which is the Vietnam Logistics Business Association, and the participant of the UT Lock Club, which is a logistic club with young talent and actively students from our university. And therefore, we create a large human resources for to operate the platform. Any question, please?
And I also have a questions to you. Can you tell me who will operate the pop-up logistics system for humanitarian arts in Vietnam?
Well, we would love to create a new platform, and therefore we need a team, which is I mentioned before, is the UT Lock Club from our university, and these are the key humanitarian human resources to operate and control the operation of the platform.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, if there are other information, please.
I've got a question. I'm from the Highline College. Is that okay?
Yes.
Thank you. How likely are these ideas to be implemented in the near future?
Yeah, could you repeat that, please?
How likely are these ideas to be implemented in the near future?
Oh yes, we have create a implementing process. And Ms. Hin, could you please move to that slide, please? Well, the implementation process consists of 3 steps. The first one is the testing. Yes. Here, the first one is building that we are recently conducted, like we collecting data and setting up the supply chain procedures and budget planning. And the second step is implementing, which would be conducted later, like we have the testing for beta version and seeking for partner, like sponsorship for the operation of the platform, and system tuning after we found out some errors of the platform. And finally, we would extending the network coverage. And the most important thing in this step is that it would link with the smartphone universalization program of the government. This program is that the government will support all the citizens to buy smartphone with a cheap price. Therefore, like everyone could use our platform. And we hope that with the universalization program completed in the 2025, I think so, the platform will be put into action.
Thank you. That was very interesting.
Thank you for your questions. Well, if there are any further questions, please give it in the chat box and we would answer it later. And I think that's the end of our presentation. Please move on and thank you.
Okay, thank you for your presentations. And so now, Sam, I think you need to introduce about topic 2 with Highline College students. Yes.
Of course, yeah, thank you. First of all, it's a wonderful way to start the presentations. Now I would like to introduce and turn over to Caitlin Birmingham and Anna Delia Gonzalez, who I mentioned earlier are staff at Highline College, but are also students. And I'll let them university. Caitlin and Anna Delia, I'll turn it over to you now that you are officially.
Thanks. Is it safe now?
Go ahead, Caitlin and Anna Delia. Sorry for the technical complication.
No worries. Thanks for introducing us, Sam. So I guess we'll just get right into it. So hello, my name is Caitlin Birmingham and my co-presenter is Anna Delia Gonzalez. And we're here today to share with you a little bit about an activity that we participated in as part of our capstone project at Central Washington University called the Business Strategy Game. I'm going to be talking a little bit about what this game is and how it's played. And a little later, Anna Delia is going to talk about some of our takeaways after having played this game. But first, Highline College is currently in the middle of finals week. So Anna Delia and I were asked to present since our graduation from Central was last week. Central Washington University and Highline College have a long history of collaborating together. A portion of Highline College's applied bachelor's degree in global trade and logistics is actually taught through CWU. And there is even a physical building on the Highline College campus in Des Moines where students can attend CWU classes and earn degrees and certificates in a variety of fields. But moving on to why we're here. The business strategy game is basically a simulation game that is used in undergraduate and graduate business schools to help students gain an understanding of what it would be like to run a business from a leadership position. Business classes do a really good job of introducing certain parts of running a business to students, but what is often missing is that high-level perspective. Approximately 55,000 students from over 600 colleges and are in 50 plus countries participate in this game each year. It is a total enterprise simulation in which students manage all facets of a company in a global marketplace. So let's get into how this game works. Students are divided into groups where they are assigned to operate an athletic footwear company that produces and markets both branded and private label footwear and competes head-to-head against footwear companies run by other students in the same class. These student-run companies compete in a global market arena, manufacturing and selling shoes in 4 geographic regions, including Europe, Africa, North America, Asia Pacific, and Latin America. So as managers of each company, you're responsible for assessing market conditions, determining how best to respond to the actions of competitors, forging a long-term direction and strategy for the company, forecasting upcoming sales volumes, and making decisions related to the production operations at up to 4 manufacturing facilities. So initially in the beginning of the game, you start with 2 and you're given the option to build 2 more, but Anna Delia and I built only 1 more. Upgrading plants, excuse me, upgrading plants and expanding, reducing capacity. So each year you're given the option to expand the facilities of your choosing by increasing their manufacturing capacity by 4,000 pairs of shoes annually. And each facility has a maximum capacity set at 15,000 pairs. So once you hit that, you can't expand an individual facility anymore. worker compensation and training, logistics and inventory management, pricing and marketing for internet retail and for wholesale sales, bids to sign celebrity to endorse their brand of footwear. So each year contracts for celebrities would come out and we would bid against other groups to work with a celebrity because they each had a specific rating for one of the 4 markets, and whatever their rating was would improve your brand image by that much. Corporate social responsibility, there were many ways to participate in that, including using recycled packaging, investing in energy efficient initiatives, improving worker conditions at your manufacturing facilities. And finally, the financing of company operations. So we could take out loans, we could buy and issue stock, but all of these decisions and the decisions made by our competitors had a direct impact on our stock price, our EPS, ROE, and the overall profitability of our company. So this is a snapshot of our industry group's competitive efforts. So we would get these for each region. That one specifically is for Latin America. We are Group A, which is circled. A stands for Aristo, which was the company name that we came up with. We would use this sheet and many others provided by BSG to figure out ways where we could stand out from our competition. The next slide is just an income statement. So again, sheets that they provided that we would use to make decisions. There are many things that a team, So this game is played for 10 years and we make a decision for each year. And our decisions that we make are for how we can compete. And there's many ways that we can be competitive. So we could offer more attractive pricing. We could offer a bigger selection of shoe styles and models. We could offer higher quality designs and materials. We could spend more in advertising. We could offer bigger mail-in rebates, the celebrity contracts. We could provide more retailer support, shorter shipping times, free delivery. We could invest in internet search optimization. So there were a lot of options that you could look into to make yourself more competitive. Your performance as a company was based on a balanced scorecard that included your brand image, company EPS, return on equity, stock price appreciation, and credit rating. And as you can see, Anadelia and I were ranked second, so we did very well in this activity. One of the things that we're very proud of is we received this note from BSG after our final submission, letting us know that we had ranked in the global top 50, with our EPS being the 10th best worldwide and our stock price being the 20th best. But at this time, I'm going to pass it on over to Anadelia to talk about what we took away from this experience.
Thank you, Caitlin. So if we can move forward to the next slide. The first thing I'm going to share is there are many things that you can do to maximize short-term gains in your business, but those decisions can hurt your long-term profitability as an organization. Each year, we were given options such as increasing the number of shoe models we offered, investing in growing the capacity at our manufacturing facilities, and increasing the price of our products. Decisions like these made too early or at the wrong time in the game could have a devastating impact on your business. We watched many of our competitors make these decisions too early, and we saw the bump that it initially gave them in their EPS and company profitability, which was then followed by a slow and steady decline because they had dug themselves into a hole they could not get out of. Since this game takes place only for the duration of 10 years, we made many of these same decisions, but much later on in the game. So we enjoyed the last minute bump in our earnings on the way to the finish line. But if we were still playing this game, we would be in the same hole as well. Can we move to the next slide, please? Okay, thank you. Even seemingly insignificant decisions can have major consequences with regard to the competitiveness of your business. And this can mean both good and bad consequences. When starting out this game, both Caitlin and I agreed that advertising would have a major impact on the sales of our footwear. And we were right. Each year, we would look at the celebrity list and see how much of an impact each person had on the regions we manufactured in. Since majority of our shoes were made in Latin America, we always made sure to bid high on the celebrities that were well known in Latin America. This led to us gaining a higher image rating and increased our sales. Another example was paying our workers decent wages. Just like in real life, people like to be compensated. So we would find ways to help increase production in our facilities while ensuring it was a win-win for both our company and the workers. We would increase salaries each year, provide improved working conditions, and make sure managers were not too overstaffed with people. These are just some of the seemingly insignificant decisions we made that helped us be successful in the market. So whether or not your business can retain its market depends a great deal on the organization's ability to adapt to the changes in the market. In this game, when we were making our decisions, it was always with the intent of what would be the long-term consequences we could face as a company in the years to come. Having access to the data from 10 years ago helped us see the trends of the markets. This helped give us an idea of what markets in the 4 different regions were like, and made us realize it would be too expensive in the long run to expand our factory in North America. Once the market pivoted towards Latin America and Asia Pacific, we were well prepared since that was where we had targeted all of our capacity anyways. Our competitors who were established in North America and Europe, Africa were not so lucky. As the market leaned towards Latin America and Asia Pacific, they ended up losing a lot of profit as they were not able to sell many shoes there. Smart supply chain management decisions are critical to the success of international businesses. Throughout this game, we got to see firsthand that the cost of freight, tariffs, storage, and packaging had a big impact on our stock price and our net profit for each reporting year. These were things we had control of. We could choose to use different packaging. We could choose to manufacture shoes in the same location as they were sold to. We could choose to cut down on transportation costs and avoid tariffs. We could also choose to discount unsold shoes from the previous year to save on warehousing and storage costs. However, there were still things we had no control over, like the cost of our raw materials. The game had one global supplier for shoe parts, so each company was forced to pay the same price for materials. Through this simulation, we came to understand that a well-run supply chain improves a company's bottom line, and a poorly run supply chain can mean millions of dollars in lost revenue and non-productive labor costs. The last thing we want to share that we learned was being flexible about what areas of your business to invest in is essential to your organization's profitability. Having a plan and sticking to it was important in this game, which is why we spent a lot of time forecasting. However, we needed to include areas for flexibility. So for example, there were many years in this game where we spent more or less than we anticipated in marketing for our wholesale and online retail segments, as well as provided additional funds for retailer support. We had gone into the game with the plan to slowly reduce our spend in marketing as we gained more brand recognition and market appeal. In actuality, our spend in marketing was constantly up and down and all over the place each year. Had we stuck to linear decline in spending like we had planned on, our business would have been less profitable. So the takeaway from that was be flexible. And although we were not first place winners of this game, being second best was a great achievement for us. It wasn't just about winning for our company. It was taking this valuable experience and knowing that what we learned could translate over to the real world and help us succeed in our own careers one day. So thank you all for listening. If you have any questions, please type them in the chat box or unmute yourself and feel free to ask.
Thanks, Anadelia and Caitlin. Wonderful presentation. And yeah, please, if anybody has some questions, as Anadelia said, unmute yourself or put it in the chat.
Thanks, guys.
I think we have one there, Anadelia and Caitlin. Is there any influence from customer behavior from different countries that may affect the operation of a business strategy game result?
Sorry, my chat is like moving up and down, so I can't see.
Is there any influence from customer behavior from different countries that may affect the operation of business strategy game results?
So it's sort of based on like the last 10 years of market data. So each year is based on, so if you're talking about year 11, it's based on like the year 2011. So whatever customer behavior was like in that specific year, it's based off of in the simulation.
So we would say no. Yes. And then the next question they had, how to increase capital investment in this game?
How to increase capital investment in this game? You can invest in actual plants and facilities. But other than that, that's really the only way.
I will ask a question if I may. What was the most surprising thing you learned by having your own virtual or fake company? What really surprised you?
It was really surprising to learn how not profitable corporate social responsibility initiatives are, and how much like doing even a simple thing would cost you as a company. So if you wanted to use recycled packaging, I mean, that was a huge hit to your company's financial profitability. And that's just such a small thing.
Interesting. Great. Thank you, Caitlin and Adelia. If there's more questions, we can ask them later in the chat room, or you guys can have a conversation in the chat room. But in the interest of time, we'll go to our next presentation. But thank you again.
Yes, thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
And so now let's go to the topic 3. Vinamilk supply trends from Bùi Thanh Uyên ESC students. We don't have.
Mọi người chuẩn bị chưa? 1, 2, 3. So sorry again. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Xin chào, 안녕하세요.
Xin chào, 안녕하세요.
Good morning, everyone. We are the Brandy Bunch team, and we are the second-year students of IEC Institute, a joint program between UT and Tongmo University in Korea. So today is a great honor of us to be here in this workshop to share our perspective toward the supply chains operations. And maybe you all know that supply chains management is the critical success factors for dairy industry, right? So today we could try to analyze the current stage of supply chains of Vinamilk, Vietnam Dairy Products Company, which is also known as the leading player in our nation's dairy industry. So before starting my presentations, I wondered that friends in Highline College, have you ever tried or seen any Vinamilk products in your country? Like this one? Have you ever seen it or tried it in your country? Okay, if not yet, now my name is Bùi Thanh Uyên, and I will be the representative for our group to help you to get to know more about this company. Here's the main contents of our presentations, along with the supply chain descriptions and analysis. We also put it into some effective and effective lessons that we can learn from the supply chains. Because of limited time, so if you have any questions during our speech, just type in the chat box. To start off, I will go through some brief introductions of this company. Vinamilk, which stands for Vietnam Dairy Products Joint Stock Company, was established in August 1977. And as long as you can see from the figures here, their business performance has been witnessing an upward trend throughout the period. And also, Vinamilk has dominated approximately 55% of the milk market share in Vietnam, with 13 farms, nearly 200 distributors, and more than 200,000 point of sales. Vinamilk has continually been the biggest dairy company, and also has been listed as the 15th largest company in Vietnam. The company is also the domestic champion with a diversified product portfolio. With the impressive development, Vinamilk has gained many outstanding achievements, and you can see on the screen. So the following sections is about the detailed structures of Vinamilk supply chain. Here's an overall supply chain network map of this company. You can have a quick look at this. The structure will include the upstream, internal, and downstream process. And after the products have been sold, we also illustrate the reverse activities of this company. So first, we will come to the factors, suppliers of Vinamilk. So the factor which is taken into account of Vinamilk competitive advantages is the fresh milk collected from two main sources: Vinamilk old farms and other contracted farmer. Vinamilk has all 13 farms across the country, and their dairy farm system is certified as the largest international standard dairy cow farm in Asia. Along with the modern farm system, Vinamilk has also contracted with thousands of farmers throughout the country, creating a connections for sustainable development. However, they are farming households, so the operation scale is quite small compared to Vinamilk. With these suppliers, the fresh milk collected from 2020 was more than 200,000 tons.
For a powdered milk, about 30% ingredients for these types of products was supplied by many foreign countries. For example, for Timber or Homewood Group, which are the best dairy companies in the world providing high-class powdered milk. Having a partner as them is considered to ask for the precise information about dairy products as well as catching up with the new trends of customers. Another suppliers is Pet Steamer Vinyl, a domestic company, and Tetra Pak, which are the long-term partner of Vietnamese since establishment, with the provisions of high-quality tins, carton packagings, and machines. Especially Tetra Pak, one of the largest company, international company, and with providing with the automatic technologies, and that can help to the company to enhance their factory production efficiency. Next, it's about the production line of Vinamilk. Vinamilk's currently a 13 milk factory located throughout the countries and 1 milk factory located in Cambodia. With the uses of automatics, closed production line, and applying advanced processing technology, UHT pasteurizations or filling technology, products can cut in good flavor within 6 months without any preservatives. And here's the production process of UHT milk. Vinamilk has adapted many new technologies as mentioned, and after go through quality checks, measurement equipment, and clarifications, the first milk will pour into the cold tanks, and from the cold tanks, the raw milk will go to many stages, such as centrifugal separations of material, assimilations, pasteurizations, and get cooled down to 4 Celsius degrees and transferred to other tanks and get ready for UHT pasteurization processes. And then the milk will go through into the filling system with the automatic LGV robot, and it will move the finished good to the smart storage. The special thing is about the this production line is that have the first and biggest smart storage in Vietnam, with the storage management system integrated with the management system AORP and the Tetra Pak Master Automated Solution. Finished good will be transported to 2 big inventories in Ho Chi Minh City. Can you move the next slide, please? Okay, in Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi capital under the strict supervisions of the distribution channels to final customers. So here there's some photos of the smash stories of Vinamilk. And for the remaining sessions, my friend Sĩ will be the person who continue to share with you guys. So Sĩ, can you say hi with everyone?
Hello everyone. Let's move to the next part. This is the distribution. Let's move to distribution network, which include domestic market and foreign market. So Vinamilk has large distribution and sales network on the country. The company has sold its product through over 300 distributors as the input for 240,000 in retailer in 63 provinces and cities around the country. They also help distribute to supermarkets, convenience store, or sell them on e-commerce website, in just to name a few. So about delivery scheduling. Next slide, please. Vinamilk deliver their product by 2 methods: direct delivery and milk run delivery. In direct delivery, there are 2 types: online and offline. For online, customer buy Vinamilk product on its official website, giấcmơ-sữa-việt.com, or its mobile app, giấcmơ-sữa-việt. For offline, Vinamilk distribute directly to the partner who use Vinamilk products such as fresh milk, confident milk to create their own product. Milk run deliveries. In milk run delivery, the Vinamilk also divide 2 types: online and offline. So for online, Vinamilk had 8 e-commerce partners to sell their products. Lazada, Tiki, and Shopee will be brand example. So these websites work like traditional Vinamilk agents. They order from Vinamilk and redistribute them to customers who have ordered online. And rest category, Vinamilk contract with distributors around the country in accordance with company market map. Moreover, Vinamilk also sells their product in supermarkets, which are divided into 2 types: big supermarket, metro and mini supermarket like Family Mart, Circle K. So for foreign market, they have various companies, subsidiaries like Gripwood Dairy Holdings, collaborations in Cambodia. So this category make account for nearly 50% of total revenue. Besides, this firm has exported to 55 countries around the world. So some primary export products you can see are constant milk, jute, powdered milk for sure. So to ensure the harmony and effect of supply chains, milk has applied some IT techniques such as EPS, CRM, customer relationship management, ERP. So when we illustrate the efficiency,
excuse me, there is some problem with the slides. So, can you
back to the lines reverse
for foreign market?
Yeah. So when we illustrate the efficiency, reverse logistics is worth mentioning also, right? The endorser return to error products delivery back to return collection center and send the order standard one. So move to the next slide, please. So the realistic Vietnamese have policy to return goods if it not matched with the type and model in the order, not enough quantity, not enough set an order, or external conditions affected, like packing tier, peeling, packing. At the same time, customer duty, they have to provide the relevant documents proving the above deficiency to complete return the process of the goods. So let's take a brief. So the conclusions, the lesson we learned from Vietnamese supply chains that supply chains in upper hand of every firm develop the enterprise risk management, like I mentioned, ERM to ensure the revenue, and enhancing the collaboration with the partner in the supply chains. So the most important for company achievement is having qualified supply chain system and always trying to improve and develop it. So group 5, yeah, thank you for your attention. And yes, any questions, please?
Great job, great Vietnamese. And I also have a question for you guys. Which supply chains factors make Vietnamese a pioneer in Vietnam toiletry industry, even though its competitors are constantly increasing and creating highly competitive products?
Okay, thank you for your questions, Hugh, right? So I will be the person who will answer this question. I think that the first factor is because of Vinamilk supplier, which some suppliers I mentioned above, we can see that Vinamilk are strictly inspecting every issues from the beginning, right? So it can be seen that Vinamilk's selection of suppliers is usually supported by the 5 criteria like price competitiveness, quality of products and services, also food safety, occupational safety, sustainable development criteria, and other appropriate standard on conditions. Another factor is because they have a good, strong and wide distribution network. So from the traditional to modern channels or through e-commerce platform. So therefore, customers can easily approach its products and get familiar with this brand, making Vinamilk become a leading player in Vietnam dairy industry, despite there are many competitive companies. So that is my answer. So is there any question?
I have a question for you. How does Vinamilk apply cold chain logistics?
So let me answer your questions. So Vinamilk has cooling system applied from raw materials collection to the production process. For Vinamilk collected from the old farm, milk will go through a cool transport within 3 hours to a factory. Vinamilk also nationwide collector centers and cold storage systems, which were built based on their product map, so that the milk can cold transported in the time without any outside infection. Yes.
Okay, I see a very, very interesting question from Miss Jane here. What is your favorite Vinamilk product? Vân, what's your favorite Vinamilk product?
Maybe powder milk also. Yeah.
And for
Powder
me,
milk.
I bet that
So
the
for you?
yogurt from Vinamilk products because it has really a good flavors, and you better try these products for one in your life. I recommend these yogurts of Vinamilk.
So thanks for listening.
Okay, thank you, and thank you for your presence. And I'm very interested with this topic. This is my favorite fruit, dragon fruit supply trends. Let's go to topic 4 and with Nguyễn Ngọc Hoàng Lan, UT student. Let's start.
Yes. Okay. Hello everyone. My name is Nguyễn Ngọc Hoàng Lan. I'm a UT student and I'm from QL18B. Okay, it's my pleasure to be here today to introduce you about the dragon fruit supply chain, one of the most favorite or the most popular exporting agricultural product in Vietnam. So I won't waste your time, so let's go. Let's see what we have today. This is the contents of the presentation. The first one, we will go to the overview. How about this is the species in the dragon fruit? There are 3 types of DF, and the slides are showing you guys the scientific name of each kind. The first one had the pink skin with the white flesh. This kind is accounting for 95% of dragon fruit in Vietnam. And the second one is the red flesh with the red skin too. And this kind is making up for about 5%. And the final card is the yellow skin with the white flesh. Okay, I am wondering if how many you friends here have ever seen the dragon fruit in your real life. Okay, please comment on the chat board. Yes, if you have seen the dragon fruit. Oh, oh, if not, you should say nothing. Yes. Thank you, everyone. Oh, I know most of you may be very curious about what the appearance of the dragon fruit in the real life, so I have a small picture here for you guys. This is the Bình Thuận dragon fruit. Yes, as you can see, I just bought it yesterday. It looks really delicious, right? Okay, let's go back to our presentation about the usage. The dragon fruit is commonly eaten raw. It is commonly also served as a juice, as you can see, and an ice cream made from the dragon fruit. And recently in Vietnam, a bakery in Vietnam has created a new type of bread that's called dragon fruit bread. I'm sorry. This dragon fruit bread is turning heads in Vietnam too. How about the nutritional value in a dragon fruit? As you can see, I have a small pea cut off of dragon fruit. This fruit is a low calorie fruit with high fiber. It contains a lot of vitamin and mineral as well. As you can see, these edible seeds are also nutritious too. Okay, let's go to the dragon fruit supply chain, the main part of today. We have input, making, gathering, and output. First is the input. The interline first will provide the input material such as fertilizer and pesticide for the farmers, and the DF after reduced by the farmer are acquired by the cooperative. And the cooperative then sell it into the purchasing interline for domestic market or for export, or the cooperative will export the dragon fruit directly to the foreign market.
In the domestic market, after the dragon fruit is sold to the retailer, they can be delivered to the customer, or they can be taken as a raw material to create other products, as you know. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the dragon fruit market in Vietnam. The area of DF in Bình Thuận, Long An, Tiền Giang province is accounting for over 85% of the total area and 95% of the whole country. While the rest it belongs to some province in Vietnam, you can see on the slide. And Bình Thuận is also reported as the largest area in reduction, with it presented over 50%. And in 2020, they reduced over 520 tons of dragon fruit. As you can see on the right side, this is the area of dragon fruit in Bình Thuận. Okay, have you ever heard about the Thanh Long Hoàn Hậu, the Hoàn Hậu Dragon Fruit Company? You can chat on the chat box, especially guys who live in Bình Thuận province. Okay. To understand clearly about the DF supply chain, we are going to discover about the supply in this green farm, the Thanh Long Hoàn Hậu Company. Here is some information about this company. First is the input, the production system. Hoàn Hậu Company has maintained two sources of input material, one from two farms owned by the company and the other from the household that produce according to global GAP or equivalent. Let's talk about the making, the packaging process. So after purchasing at the fruit receiving area, the QC department will check and record the quality of DF, and the DF are washed with clean water, or they will be naturally dried, or it can use as a fan to dry the fruit quickly. Next, the fruit is stamped into the nylon bag. They will be weighed by weight and size before packaging into the carton pouches. Each box is stamped with a traceability code to ensure the origin, and it can be traced into the incident too. The finished products after packing are arranged neatly on pallets and transferred to storage at the appropriate temperature from 6 to 7 degrees and the humidity from 95 to 100% before delivery. And as you know, the good preservation period for DF in order to export and in order to ensure the quality as far as the time for delivery to the farm market is about between 30 to 35 days. How about the reverse logistic? The indirect, after receive the return box, they will check and determine all the error on the process, and then they will classify into qualified and unqualified container. If the container is of good quality, it will be roasted and sold to the market. If not, it will be decomposed. This is the distribution channel of Hoàn Hậu Company Dragon Fruit. The company will distribute products mainly through intermediary to reach the consumer. In addition, they also apply B2C model by directly bringing product to the consumer, but this type is only account for a small percentage. If the dragon fruit is imported, they will be packed into a refrigerated container and transported by sea or air in case of an urgent requirement. And the company also use SAP and ERP software to manage all of the orders. Currently, Hoàn Hậu are 3 refrigerated containers ordinarily transporting dragon fruits from the company to the Highline Port in Ho Chi Minh City for exporting. In addition, when the demand increases rapidly, the business will hire more external transportation to meet the order. As you can see, this is the main line, Tân Cảng Sài Gòn Port or the Phan Long Transporter. How about the output? The export market includes 70 countries. As you can see on the slide, there are America, China, and many countries everywhere in the world. And according to the data, in 2020, the export turnover of dragon fruit reached US 475,000, but it down nearly 30% in both value and in volume over the same period in 2019. How about the COVID-19 effect and the solutions? The COVID-19 pandemic made the dragon fruit export fail by 10%. This is because the overwhelming dependence on the Chinese market. While it is now exported to niche market, but the China will account such a high percentage for export. Okay. Our solution is that first one is standardization, and the second one is the product diversification. How about the logistic problems? The COVID-19 pandemic put a pressure on the DF circulation, so our government established a team of special shipment and encourage everyone to use e-custom procedure in order to save time in the border. They also put the pressure on cost, fee, and tax on the business. Our government also put a preferential policy on land interest. About the storage cost, the maintaining cost, and the backlog, they have a preferential electricity price policy too. And the final problem we have is the global shortage of empty container. A company in Vietnam has created a solution that to container optimization solution. This is some information of this solution, and you can see on the slide. So because I don't have enough time to describe it clearly, so if you wonder, you can go search on the website. So this is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention. If you have any question, please comment on the chat box. I will be very pleased to answer your question. Okay. I see the question. I see many questions on the chat box. Thank you, guys. The first one is that what are the standards to export DF to the
So,
UN?
Lam, so maybe you can answer the question in the chat box, and Ms. Thủy will continue our topic. Okay.
Okay, thank you, everyone. I will send my answer to you guys later. Thank you.
Well done, Hoàng Lan. Yes, you did only how many slides? 21 slides by themselves, but by yourself. Wow, amazing. Yeah. So now we go to the topic 5, Trung Nguyên Coffee Supply Chain. Phạm Quang Minh, ESC student. I'm waiting for you. I love coffee.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Hello, guys. Do you guys see my presentations?
Yes, it does look good.
So yes, thank you all you guys for joining our presentations. My name is Nam, and my partners will be Quang Minh and Thiện Minh. We're gonna discuss about the Trung Nguyên coffee supply chain management today. And the first thing I want to say is, coffee is like a common drink in Vietnam. Most of Vietnamese drink coffee in the mornings, and also Vietnam, the world's second largest coffee exporter. So coffee play an important role in societies and economies of Vietnam. Now come to the table contents. We have introductions, coffee supply chains activities, and also the current pandemic COVID-19. Trung Nguyên companies have 4 core values that is absolutely faith, serving communities supported by humanities and a strong eco-finance. Now come to the milestone of Trung Nguyên. In the 1996, Mr. Đặng Lê Nguyên Vũ founded Trung Nguyên Companies in Buôn Ma Thuột City, also known as the Vietnam coffee's capital. And at that time, he just had an old buy with a desire to build a famous coffee brand. In 2003, Trung Nguyên introduced their new products, that is G7 instant coffees, and this product won the love of 89% of consumers. In 2010, Trung Nguyên was successful in the franchise, and their coffee are exported to over 60 countries around the world. In 2012, they achieved the top 1 brand in Vietnam with the largest number of coffee consumers. In 2016, Trung Nguyên launched the Trung Nguyên Legends Cafes, which were also the largest cafe chains in the Southeast Asia. And now I will show you some products lines of Trung Nguyên. Yes, and this is the product G7 instant coffees. This product is like a bestseller product of Trung Nguyên, and it's really tasty. If you guys have a chance to Vietnam, I recommend you to buy these products. And next one, my partner Thịnh Minh will present the next part, coffee instant supply chains.
Thank you, Nam, for your presentation. Now we will get into the detail of the supply chains of Trung Nguyên Coffee. So as can be seen from the graph, the process of Trung Nguyên supply chains will begin with gathering all the important ingredients in order to create the instant coffee bean. Once these ingredients from the left will be gathered, it will be sent directly to the coffee manufacturer where the product process will occur. And during this process, packaging company will also send their material for the packing process. And once the process is finished, it will be distributed and delivered to the end consumer through many channels of Trung Nguyên, such as the e-commercial sale, Trung Nguyên Legend in e-coffee bar, as well as retailer and supermarket. And now we will get into detail of the supply chains activity of Trung Nguyên Coffee. The supply chains model of Trung Nguyên Coffee will be break down into the SCOR model, which is the supply chains operation preference. And this is a model that allows businesses to analyze their activity in order to satisfy customer demand. And the 5 major process of SCOR model are plan, source, make, deliver, and return. The very first process is plan. And since 2011, Trung Nguyên has invested in the Enterprise Resource Planning System, also known as ERP. And ERP refers to a type of system that organizations use to manage day-to-day business activities, such as human resource management, supply chains management. And the next following step of the process is source. During this process, Trung Nguyên will mainly focusing on the management of their machinery and technology, the packaging material, as well as the raw coffee bean. And for the machinery and technology of Trung Nguyên, there are mainly purchases from well-known technology companies such as New Horse and Neotech, while the packaging will be provided by Phương Nam Corporation as well as Vina Packing. And the coffee bean of Trung Nguyên will have to qualify the UTZ standard. And moving on to the production process of Trung Nguyên, the instant coffee of Trung Nguyên will be made in two main instant coffee factory located in Bình Dương and Bắc Giang. And Trung Nguyên coffee production consists of three big steps, which are raw coffee processing, roast the coffee, extraction, filtration, concentration, dehydration, and spray drying. Once the product is being made, it will be delivered to the consumer in the market through two main channels, which is the traditional distribution and modern distribution. For the traditional distribution, Trung Nguyên will directly send their product to big supermarkets such as Co-op Mart, Big C, and E-Mart. On the other hand, the modern distribution will be available in more than 1,000 G7 Mart and 1,000 coffee shop of Trung Nguyên Coffee within Vietnam. It was also the first franchisee system of Vietnam. Currently, Trung Nguyên has a network of 121 distributors, 7,000 outlets, 95,000 outlets in Vietnam and worldwide, which Trung Nguyên customer will be able to purchase their product nearly everywhere. And last but not least, the return stage. So during this stage, if the goods are defective by manufacturer, the good will be exchanged for customer within 3 days. And if there are any question about the return instruction, customer can contact directly to the hotline of Trung Nguyên, which is available on Trung Nguyên official website. And now my partner Quang Minh will carry on the rest of the presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for your contribution. That information is very interesting. Hello everyone, I'm Minh, and now I'm continuing to discuss on extension part. So with supply chain system is so large and complex, how Trung Nguyên ensure the sustainability of this flow? According to our knowledge, the keys of Trung Nguyên success, they focus on building the supply chain and develop it based on two templates. The first is UTZ standard and 4C standard. UTZ standard focus on some regulation. You can see on the screen about 4C standard. It included 27 principles, consists of economic, social, environmental, and so on, which bring positive aspect in many situations. So result in this method, Trung Nguyên now is on brand growth, harvest, and processes reliable products. And thanks to UTZ compliance, Trung Nguyên has ensured the labor safety and fairness for worker, farmer, and so on. So beside that, here is some recommendation to improve coffee supply chain. First is training and supporting farmer in coffee growing. The second is Trung Nguyên Fund to support coffee farmer and sustainable coffee development. The third is raising awareness the development and sustainability of coffee bring the right economic to our country. And finally, scientific and technical support. So let's take a look at impact of COVID-19 in coffee supply chain. As you can see on the line chart, at the end of 2019 and the beginning of 2020 periods, the price of coffee has reduced significantly in Vietnam coffee markets. Because of that, Trung Nguyên Coffee has also faced many difficulties during COVID periods. For example, the revenue, administrative cost, opportunity cost, and supply chain stability. So they have backed the COVID-19 faced by some way. They collab with two of the biggest e-commerce platforms such as Amazon, Alibaba to open coffee supermarket. The use of e-markets such as Lazada, Tiki, Shopee has improved Zooming a lot. And finally, using third-party application is also effective solution of Zooming coffee, especially when social distancing make it impossible for customer to enjoy a cup of coffee at the coffee shop. So that is the end of our presentation. Thanks for your watching.
Okay, so if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask us on the chat box.
Many questions on textbook, and so now I think that we don't have enough time. We go to the second part, breakout room, and Miss Jenny sent to you the link. So in here I can see the room number of you.
Hello, yes. So I did just open up the rooms, and if you click on the link, if you're not sure which group you are in, you can click on the link to figure that out. And I'm also going to share, especially for the Highline students, because I know that they have not heard
Can you see my screen? Okay. So as far as we know, in Vietnam, we just right now we just have only one vaccine, which is the AstraZeneca, I guess, and this is from the COVAX scheme of which is provided by WHO and what else? And the AstraZeneca vaccine is the cold chain requirement is about 2 degrees Celsius to 8 degrees Celsius, and we just have we don't have many facility available, so we just have only private enterprise that can meet the requirement of sensitive temperature products. They have PT1 cold storage that can meet the requirement, and the capacity is about 170 million doses of vaccines for the whole population of Vietnam. And we also have 3 cold storage up to 86 degrees Celsius would be in use if needed for any kind of other vaccines that would be used in Vietnam in the future. So, and we also have they also provide the transportation of vaccine. We have 6 specialized refrigerator trucks and transfer them to 45 retail warehouses, and from there we can distribute to many vaccination rooms and available for vaccination. So we have seen many problems in the cold chain, and as well as we also think of the solution here. We do not receive enough COVID-19 vaccines for the injection because the demand in the world is higher than supplies, and in Vietnam we are considered to well control the situation, so we just have a few for the frontline worker like doctors or nurses working in a hospital. And we have seen many challenges that Vietnamese people facing when producing and import COVID-19 vaccine. We don't have the suitable mode of transportation. We don't have this facility available for cold chain to meet the very strict requirement, and we don't, the facility don't facilitate us to can store and maintain the COVID-19 vaccine in good condition. So, so our solution are pushing the development of the vaccine. We do ourselves make our own vaccine, which is expected to be put into the program in within 6 months, and we are enhancing the transport and delivery method, carrying out more flights to import COVID vaccine, and we invest more into the cold chain capacity and vaccine facilities. And that's all I want to know. I want to say.
Thank you so much for sharing, but I think that we are running out of the time. Yeah, and yeah, I want to invite the second group, the group number from with highlight student.
Group number 2.
Yes, group number 2.
Yeah, sorry. So my question is, what are you looking for exactly?
So Fox, maybe go ahead and just kind of give a recap of some of the answers we heard in our breakout room. We
Okay.
won't have a formal presentation like we just saw.
Right. That's what
Just
kind of threw me off.
informal thoughts. Either you or Cedric, feel free to give us your impression.
Yeah, no, actually, that's great. Thank you. So what I like to say is we mostly got done with our introductions, and then we kind of got into the last question about the COVID vaccine. Although what I would like to mention here is we got to know each other quite well, and the students from the UT were very informative. They introduced us to a lot of their type of traditional methods, including food, and some of their structures, like independence. What was it? Independence. I don't want to call it the wrong thing.
Independence Palace.
Palace. That's right. That's right. Yes. Which kind of reminds me of my city hall, but even better. What we looked at was just kind of different insights and how we view the world. We kind of got touched off on topics like food, and that's kind of as far as I got, and started thinking about something else. But besides the food aspect, like I said, we also talked about travel and places we would like to go, or we would enjoy going locally. Independence Palace was one of them. Mine was my city hall, and I gave a little bit about my city as well. I also, let's see, Sam, what else did you want to kind of touch on, do you think?
I think that's great there, Fox. I know we're running out of time, so that was a wonderful summary. Really appreciate it. We'll turn
Sorry,
it
it wasn't
over to-
much. Sorry, it wasn't much. I feel like it's kind of short, but it's kind of what we touched on at the time. So I wish I could have given a better report.
That was perfect, Fox. And with our time constraints, I think you did just perfectly.
Okay, I appreciate it. And it was nice meeting everybody. Thank you so much again. And to the UT students specifically.
Great, Tree. We'll let you send it over to breakout room 3.
Yeah, group 3.
Sawadika, Nikki Naka. So today, you guys, my name is Jung Min Wong, and you can call me Nikki. I will be the presenter for my group 3, and I will, my friend Tung have show you the report of group 3 on your slides, on your screen. So can you see that? Okay, so if you see that, we will start that. Okay, so I have the discussion with my friend from China, and she said that she is the student study overseas from China to US, and we have the great discussion, and I have a lot of information to show you now. Um, the first one I want to show about the COVID-19 vaccines from our country. We will move to the first one in the topic for types of COVID vaccine available in our country. So in 2021, there will be 4 types of COVID vaccine imported in our country. The first one is vaccines AstraZeneca, yes, and they provide approximately 70 million doses. The second one is the vaccine from Pfizer, BioNTech, which is from Germany and US, and they provide nearly 30 million doses. The third one is the vaccines from Sputnik V, which is from Russia, and they provide nearly 20 million doses. And finally is the vaccines Moderna from US, and they provide us 5 million doses. So recently, Vietnam has received 2 types of COVID-19 vaccines. The first one is the AstraZeneca, which is nearly 2,005,100 doses. And the second one is Sputnik V, which is from Russia, and they provide nearly 1,000 doses. And for both of them, they also need the condition for reserving, yes. And Vietnam is the third phase of testing and manufacturing for nanocovax vaccine. And the next slide, I talk you about Vietnam had the importing COVID-19 vaccine into Vietnam. So Vietnam has imported COVID-19 from US, Russia, and the and the Germany. The import process is start with the transported by air, then move immediately cleared, tested, shipped to national and regional warehouse, and finally is delivered to local and district warehouse. And I have told you about the condition for reserving the vaccines, and it's called the cold chain capacity. On cold chain, and to keep that, we need the temperature that under 10 degree Celsius because it's also the liquid. And Vietnam can receive and store vaccines with the temperature condition is kept from 2 to 8 degrees Celsius at the central and province and district level. And that is on the information that I want to show you. And thanks for your listening.
Thank you so much. Group 4, please. Highlight College student. Sam, may I have me? Sam, please. Right now, I want to invite group 4. One student from group 4.
I think that would be Shauna, not me. Shauna, were you breakout room 4?
I was. Apologies. I was having issues with my mute button. We do have a couple of Highline students who are in our group. Ethan or Trisha, would you like to share a little bit about what we talked about? Oh, do we still have them on the call?
I'm here, but I'm not comfortable. Sorry.
That's okay, Trisha. Thanks for letting us know.
It looks like we might have dropped about 17 people from last I checked.
Yeah, that's a good point. Is there anyone else from group 4?
May a Vietnamese student be able to share?
Sure, I think that's fine.
Okay, so from Vietnamese, I saw that Ethan wrote in the that he wanted to share. Okay, so let him share.
Oh, sure. Yeah, Ethan, if you are willing to share, we would love to hear from you.
Oh, okay, so well, we've discussed a few problems about the COVID-19 vaccines, as well as about the global supply chain, and as a first year student, I can say that I've received many handy information, and also I've learned so many things from my mentor, Miss shown us. I can remember her name. Sorry. Okay, so I just want to say thank you for this organization and for the workshop between the two schools for helped us to learn more about the COVID-19 vaccines, and also for the global supply chain, because as a first year student, I almost have no knowledge about logistics. So what I want to say is thank you, and yeah, thank you for your sharing and your attending today.
Okay, thank you so much. And right now, group number 5. Okay, Miss Purva.
Hello everyone, we are representative of group 5. After 20 minutes, we have discussed a lot of information about COVID-19 vaccines in Vietnam as well as in America. So all the information is the same with others group. So COVID-19 has caused a global supply chain crisis, and the cost of COVID vaccine supply in Vietnam is a good example of vaccine supply chain crisis. To connect with supply chain content today, about the type of vaccine, this is other group have mentioned for us. However, one information I want to share is that the percentage of population that fully vaccinated in Vietnam is only 0.1%, compared with more than 40% in the USA. So we will discuss more about the problem and solutions. Julie, can you share this idea with other people?
Okay, here with Vietnam, we have many problems with logistics of vaccine. The first one is transporting. It requires a lot of strict regulations and full equipment. About the storage in cold warehouses, we do not have enough dedicated refrigerators to store the vaccines. For example, like Pfizer vaccine requires to store in minus 70 degrees Celsius. And about the timing, COVID-19 vaccine has a short shelf life, only about 6 months, and importing from manufacturers to Vietnam takes more than 2 months. So we only have 3 or 4 months left to deploy the vaccination. And those factors will affect the progress of vaccination in Vietnam. So we have some solutions. And the first one is to reduce imported timing of COVID-19 vaccine, to accelerate the self-manufacturing process of vaccines, to proactively supply and invest in specialized cold storage to preserve vaccines below minus 70 degrees Celsius. For example, like we have received the support from Global Alliance for Vaccines provided by UNICEF. And in the breakout room, I have received some ideas from friends from America, that he said that the natural disaster occurs in America and the vaccines got stuck in the traffic. So the solution is to start to provide the vaccination for people in the traffic. And that is all of our ideas. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much for your reporting back from breakout room. The next session is introduction of Vietnam culture during 5 minutes from UT student. Yes, I look at on Jenny eyes. You very like these sessions. Yes. So now I want to invite Miss Nguyễn Thị Diệu Linh.
Okay, can you see my screen now? Okay, thank you. Maybe later. Okay, hi everyone. Maybe today's last lesson to present today's. So I hope that all of you can enjoy my presentation. Firstly, I will introduce about myself here. My name is Diệu Linh, and currently I'm a third-year student of University of Transport, and I major in multimodal transport and logistic management. And today I'm really pleased to introduce a little bit about my country. So have you ever been to my country? Okay, if you have whatever you have been to my country or not, I still want to tell you overview about my country. Yep. And the picture on the screen can help you know where Vietnam on the world map, and it also involves two important islands of Vietnam. Those are Hoàng Sa and Trường Sa. And Vietnam is a country in Southeast Asia, and it also shares border with China to the north, Laos and Cambodia to the west, and was maintaining maritime border with Thailand through the Gulf of Thailand, and the Philippines and Indonesia and Malaysia through the South China Sea. And its capital is Hanoi in the north, and the largest city is Ho Chi Minh City, and another name is Saigon. This city is in southern Vietnam. And next, I will tell you a little bit about my Vietnam wonders. So have you visited any Vietnam wonders? Yes, I can see Miss James. Yeah, I'm really proud to say that Vietnam have 50 world cultural heritage, 4 world documentary heritage, and 3 world natural heritage, which are Hạ Long Bay, Phong Nha Kẻ Bàng National Park, and Đồng Bằng Highlands. And all of them are honored by UNESCO. And today I will introduce more details about Hạ Long Bay and Phong Nha Kẻ Bàng National Park. Firstly, you can see the pictures about Hạ Long Bay. Hạ Long Bay is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and popular travel destination in Quảng Ninh Province, which is in the northern Vietnam. And the name Hạ Long Bay means descending dragon. And the bay features thousands of limestone cars and islands in various shapes and size. And next one is Phong Nha Cave. You can see it's so beautiful, right? Yeah, Phong Nha Cave is also in a cave in Phong Nha Kẻ Bàng National Park, and it's also a UNESCO World Heritage Site in Quảng Bình Province, Vietnam. It is 7,729 meters long, and it also contains 14 grottoes and nearly 14,000 meters under rivers. It's so beautiful, right? And after traveling, I would like to recommend some dishes in Vietnam you can try when traveling in my country. Firstly, is pho. I hope that you ever thought about this before or ever heard about this before. So it's also most important to work a block in Vietnam's major destination without bumping into a crowd of hungry pigeons loving noodles at market shipper stands. And it's simple staple consisting of a salty broth, fresh fried noodles, a sprinkling of herbs and chicken or beef. And I think that it's quite cheap, tasty, and widely available at all hours. Besides pho, you can try bánh mì. It's also, I usually eat bánh mì in my breakfast, and you can try it. And furthermore, you can try spring rolls. It's also one of the most popular dishes of Vietnamese cuisine that can be found at any destination throughout the country. And in Vietnamese, it have 2 names, and you can call it nem rán by people in the north and chả giò by the southerner. And this monitoring this is complicated with plenty of ingredients and takes much time to prepare, but I'm sure that it's not really difficult to make at home. And the last one you can try is hủ tiếu mì tho. It's quite the same with phở, but I think that it have a different taste. And after eating, I would like to tell you about holidays in Vietnam. And in today's, I would like to tell 3 most important holiday in Vietnam. And if you're traveling in this time, it can make your vacation more exciting. Firstly is International New Year's Day. It's also the first public holiday in Vietnam. Like the other modern cultures of the world, Vietnamese people celebrate International New Year's Day on the 1st of January as one of the main Vietnam holiday. And it also marks the transition from the old years to the new year. And nowadays, people often have a day off and say farewell to the past year and welcome a new one. And when coming to Vietnam on this public holiday, the weather is so pleasant, and this is also suitable for outdoor activities. And also there are a lot of special programs on the TV or countdown parties in a big city. The next one is Take Holiday. You can see the pictures so beautiful in my Take Holiday. It's also one of the most important Vietnam public holidays. And Take Holiday is among the most important festival in Vietnam, which often falls on the first 3 days of Lunar New Year's. And in this time, workers and students often have 1 week off to celebrate the festival. And visiting Vietnam on this public holiday, you will see the street decorated with various kinds of vivid lights and flowers like peach, apricot blossoms, kumquat tree, tulips, and daisy flowers. And in this time, people will clean their houses, streets, and prepare a lot of foods with the hope that they will achieve prosperity, happiness, the wealth in the following new years. And I'm sure that this can make your vacation so amazing. And the last one is Hồng Kin Festival. It's also one of the most sacred holiday in Vietnam. And the Hồng Kin Temple Festival is held between the 8th and 11th of the 3rd lunar month in honor of Hồng Kin, who was the founder of Hồng Bang Dynasty in the 2879 BC. And the festival is taking place on Nghĩa Linh Mountain, Phong Châu District, and Phu Thọ Province, which is about 85 kilometers on the northeast of Hanoi. And there's also 3 holidays in Vietnam you should visit and take part in one time. And it's also everything I would like to share with all of you today, and thank you for your attention. And I also welcome lecturers and students from Highline College to Vietnam, and hope to see you one day in Vietnam. Thanks a lot. If you have any questions for me about Vietnam, you can type in the chat box.
Sure, thank you so much. I love Vietnamese culture. I love phở and I love chả giò. Yes, I know that Jenny and Sam really like phở. Really? Really?
Yes, these are my favorite foods.
Yeah. Wow. The International Workshop between Highline College and University of Transport has been successful. Thank you so much for your present. You are amazing. I would like to say thank on behalf of the organizer, all of you to taking the time attend for the special workshop today. Right now, I want to invite one student from Highline College to say thank you to you, to all of you. Sam, maybe you help me to one student from Highline College.
Caitlin, if you're still on, would you mind? Not there? Okay. I tell you what, I'm going to say thank you on behalf of our Highline students, and just a wonderful opportunity to hear from everybody, both in Vietnam and here in Seattle. We learned everything from coffee to humanitarian efforts of the supply chain to how to do a competition to dragon fruit, one of my favorite fruits. So thank you again so much to the staff, faculty, and students of University of Transport. It's just been our pleasure and honor to collaborate with you on this program tonight. And we look forward to many more in the future.
I also want to call on Kaif, who is the intern for global programs, and he's on the call. If you want to say a quick word, that would be great.
Yeah. So attending, this is one of my first meetings for Vietnam collaboration. So it was really wonderful, like learning about Vietnamese culture as well as various kind of things from as Mrs. Sam mentioned, going from all the way to fruits to the main topic as like higher main important topics such as vaccinations and which are like globally required, and the all of the data and logistics about it. And it was just a wonderful experience. Thanks for having me, and I really like actually enjoyed being able to participate in the meeting.
Thank you so much. You're on mute.
Thank you so much. And right now I want to invite one student from University of Transport, Miss Diem, right?
Yes. Well, it is my honor to represent the students who participate in the workshop today and express our sincere gratefulness for the presence and sharing of the students from Highline College and the Ho Chi Minh University of Transport. And I would love to thank the knowledge and sharing from today's presentations. I was able to have wonderful chances of learn more about the interesting logistic ideas, the simulation game that I would love to participate in someday, and the dairy or other agricultural supply chain. And every topic today is extremely informative and exciting to listen to. And I also love to sincerely thank all of the professors and staffs from Highline College and University of the Ho Chi Minh University of Transport. Thanks to our friends from Vietnam and the US for spending your valuable time organizing this meeting. And finally, I wish you all the best and wishes for the successful cooperation between Highline College and the Ho Chi Minh University of Transport. And I hope in the future, we would be able to welcome our US friends at Ho Chi Minh City and try some more stunning Vietnamese food together. And I'll be your tour guide if possible. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. And right now, 10 a.m. Wow. And say thank you to everyone. Thank you, faculty, University of Transport, faculty and students. Thank you, Highline College staff and students. Thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Goodbye.
For everything for staff from Highline College, students from Highline College as well, and our staff. Your student and your staff contribute very high and very intensive in our discussion, in our workshop. So I hope that in the future we will have a further program, and student and staff from Highline College welcome you to Vietnam. And in Vietnam, you can have opportunity to enjoy our food, our wonderful place as the presentation from Miss Linh. Thúy, you can continue.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for everything today. Right now, I would like to say goodbye
I think
Thank you.
we may turn on camera once again to take a photo for the end section.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Why not? Who will take the photo?
Okay, you can count.
Who will take the photo? Maybe someone. Thủy, may you take the photo?
I can do it. So 1, 2, 3. Cool. I got a couple. So thank you so much, everyone. So nice to meet you. So nice to see you.
See you soon.
Bye.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, Jen.
For you. Bye.
Nice meeting everybody. Thank you, guys.